Y'all, I just had to come talk to y'all about this. So, I saw this thing, um, where Leslie was talking about, how Jess addressed the problem. Now, this is what I have to say about stuff like this. Just because you give a person the opportunity does not mean that you have to back out what you were supposed to do as a business person. And that's why a lot of these people getting sued. You hear people getting sued later on in life because you cannot act like the elephant in the room is not there. Which means that just because you paid one half and you gave a person the opportunity don't mean that, oh, I don't have to pay the other half. You need to get with your accountant. You need to get with whoever it is that, because I know these things because I am a student. I'm a student. I'm in college right now. So I know these things. And you have to pay your obligations. You can't pay half. You have to pay the whole thing. You can't make people feel bad because, or pull on people's heartstrings because you've done so many great things for people. But you have to look at what you have done wrong, fix the situation, and then move on. You cannot try to, um, talk over the facts that are there, and I feel for anybody who has had things like this happen to them. I've had certain situations happen. I don't talk about them. I've lost out on projects. I've lost money. I've lost opportunities because I'm not willing to settle for less, and I'm not willing to um, take one half and not get the whole thing. It's just like, did I give you half work? Because if I didn't give you half work, then I need my whole thing because I didn't give you a half-ass job. You get what I'm saying? I went in with my whole heart. And I thought that you, as being the business person that you are, just saying in the sense of, worker, boss, employee type situation, um, we expect you to pay. Um, and sometimes a worker can be a boss, and sometimes a boss can be a worker. And when people are in position to do these things, sometimes it is very difficult for the person who is doing the giving of the opportunity to really say, oh, I don't have enough to pay you, and just be honest. Hey, okay, I know I said that I was going to pay you 30,000, or I know that I told you I was going to pay you 50,000, but if you don't mind, if you don't, and let them know up front, like, hey, my budget just changed all of a sudden, because of whatever situation it may be. You don't have to explain all of it. You don't have to go into detail, but you can say, hey, my situation is this. Now we can either go about it like this, and we can just squash it right here, or you could take me to court. We can go through litigation process and let the courts handle it, or let a mediator handle it. Now, it's up to you of what you want to do. But this is what I have. And I think if people were more upfront like this and letting people know, like, my budget was this, but it changed, and because of market circumstances and what other things may have costed them. See, that's why you have to leave. I tell people all the time, you have to leave leeway for your budget. So if something costs $15.99, add your own tax to it, just in case a person say, my price changed, I'm sorry, it's not $15.99 no more, it's $17.99. Okay, now when you're a small business, because shout out to Tabitha Brown, she spoke on this, don't all of a sudden change your price because you in the business trying to get the money. And this goes also for people who whatever industry you working in. Don't all of a sudden change your price on the person either. You can't. It's a two-way street. It's a two-way street. So, I just had to put this out here because I just see a lot of people, just taking shots at each other and saying things. And, if you really was about your bread when it comes to, working for somebody or anything like that, I always keep your paperwork. Keep your paperwork, you know, and address them and say, hey, this is what you owe me. This is the invoice. This and that and the third. This is the work that I did. Show pictures of being on the set if that's what you need to do. Things like that. Just be mindful. If you don't have paperwork, you have no proof. And if you have no proof, there's nothing to talk about. So you shouldn't even be throwing nothing out there if you don't have proof. And that's just words from DJ VIEW1. All right.